Hey, what's up? Welcome to Degen Ed. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts like the chart behind me, which is of Palantir Technologies, ticker symbol PLTR. And so here I am recording this on Saturday, June 22nd, after Palantir closed on Friday, June 21st, at a price of $23.84, being down nearly 7% on the day, with this pretty massive candle coming down with the big wick to the top side, getting rejected from not only the purple uptrend, the red uptrend, but also this gray line, which represents the 236 from this retracement over here, which is at a price of $24.79. Also, that psychological level of $25, having hit a high on Friday of 2609 and on Thursday actually topping out at a price of 2657. It doesn't look so great, but I do think that there are some levels it might be pulling back to that look pretty interesting. And, I was actually really excited to go over the chart because, I personally want to consider, establishing a position in Palantir, but at a lower price. And it just keeps going higher. So, I'm always patiently waiting for that. I think that we might be seeing a level be acting as support that was previously resistance. The cursor might be around it right now, but I do want to break down my thought process with it, which really just comes back to how price came back to this downtrend that is based on these two highs here. One being the high of 2750 hit on March 7th, the other being the high hit on May 6th. And so that is how I draw that downtrend. Does look like there was some resistance there, but then we did break above it, but could not hold them. And we have now retraced to this downtrend. And I do think price could reside around it for a little bit, maybe testing the 382 at $23.12 or right around $23 before maybe getting a move to the upside. But what actually seems a little bit more compelling to me is coming down to this orange line right around 2185. I think there are a number of reasons why I think price might be returning to that level and finding support there, and that being one of the last great dip buying opportunities before we see the next leg up. But who knows? There is this gap here. Price could be coming down to around $18 a share. So maybe this isn't the last great dip buy. Maybe this is the last opportunity to trim before filling this gap. Who knows? But this one always surprises me with how strong it is. So I think that Palantir could fade a little bit along this downtrend, surpass 2312, coming below that to 2185. There was all of this consolidation here just below that level. I feel like that will be acting as notable support. That level also corresponds with the 50% retracement, which is at a price of $21 and I believe 77 cents. A little tough to read there, but that's right around 2185. This consolidation here, which did find the 618 as support, which was at $20.41. And I believe I had talked about price coming down to around $20 a share. Sometimes we have to take a step back from our stubborn, rigid numbers. $20.41, if we're rounding to the nearest dollar, that would round down to $20 a share. So I think that we should be considering the lows here that were hit on April 19th, $20.33. That's effectively $20 a share. And so that may be, the last time we're in the $20 to $21 range, as I think this level might be acting as support here, mainly because of this yellow uptrend, which you may remember from a previous video. That represents the base of this parallel channel that price has respected based on these two pivot lows here, this one pivot high here. And also that orange line was this high hit on November 21st of 2023. Following earnings, we topped out around there. There is a coincidence between that point, the orange line, and this red uptrend. We got rejected from that red uptrend. We got rejected from this purple uptrend here, which was the neckline of this head and shoulders pattern that I had previously drawn. And so, while it is possible price does come down to this green uptrend, which is based on these two pivot lows here, I don't really think that's going to happen. I think this one doesn't tend to go as low as I expect it to. And so, with me having this blue line here around $18, expecting this gap to be filled, this gap over here, that coming down to like $15 a share, that's probably never going to be filled. And so this $18 share one may also likely not be filled. And I think that the 20s that we saw here, $20.33, I think that was the last time we're going to be around there and coming back to, 21.85. And that might take, a couple weeks. That might take the duration of July, as the convergence of these lines is, the beginning of August. So if we do see price fade over the course of the next month, it might be finding a bottom right around $22, and it might also be finding support there before the next leg up. Maybe that corresponds with their next earnings report, which is, if you see right here, expected to be right around August 5th, August 9th. August 5th is where I have the convergence of these lines. Coincidence? I think not. I feel like we'll be finding a bottom there, and Palantir will make its next gap up following earnings around the beginning of August. So I think that the chart looks really good for some dip buys over the course of the next month, but I do think it will fade into those dip buys. So not just yet, but who knows, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we get a bounce and we reclaim these three levels, but it seems like a pretty notable rejection. But yeah, I just think the chart looks great. I'm really excited about the opportunities that the next month will likely present, but of course I could be wrong and maybe it does go higher. So do prepare for both ways, but I do think the downside is looking pretty ripe for some dips, for some buys, and in August, some upside. But those are just my thoughts. If you found them helpful, make sure you like the video, share your thoughts in the comments down below, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks a lot for watching.